Let's see if the mighty Jag will fire up. No, it might look, being a 3 litre Land Rover engine in it, it's probably seized. Oh, never in doubt! Look at that! Look at it! Oh, she's died. No, that's not good, is it? No, that's not good at all. Now, before we get into today's video, just a quick mention from our sponsor at Vehicle Score. If you're about to go and buy a used vehicle, then you must check out Vehicle Score. Vehicle Score's service is completely free to use. The basic service is simple. You just go onto the Vehicle Score website, type in your registration number, and you'll get a unique score to your car, which you can compare to the one in Vehicle Score's database. It gives you lots of free information, such as vehicle data, the MOT history, the mileage history, and even a free valuation. But also they carry out their in-depth check service, making sure your vehicle is free of finance, making sure it's never been involved in an accident or an insurance loss or a uninsured loss, so it's not been for a salvage auction, something which standard HPI checks might not pick up on. It'll make sure it's never been used as a taxi, never been imported or exported, had a colour change, any mileage discrepancies. It's one of the most in-depth checks out there at the best possible price, and it gets better because you get a discount for being a Car UK viewer. Simply type in Car UK 20 and you'll get 20% off any of their paid checks, with them starting from as little as a cup of coffee. So make sure you check out Vehicle Score when buying your next car, and always remember the basic service is completely free to use, so get yourself over to vehiclescore.co.uk or download the app today. Evening all, welcome back to the Car UK channel and to here at my pitch, the car pitch here in Cheshire, where I deal in cars under £5,000 retail, the cheaper end of the market. Now you can probably hear in the background that there's not a lot of noise going on, and that is because, you probably guessed it, our road outside our business is closed once again. It is absolutely dead again. Now this is something that happened to us around a month ago, so we had the road shut for 2 weeks. It really hit us hard, so it really did affect sales, because about 70% of the cars we sell are local, and like I said, passing trade is really good for us. We sell a lot of cars from passing trade, people going past and having a look on the pitch and seeing all our wares and stuff. But when the roads close, obviously you're not getting that anywhere near the footfall, because this is probably one of the busiest roads in the town, and a lot of people live here, and also we're the only sort of garage around here that sells these type of vehicles, so yeah, having no access to us is not great. Quickly show you how dead it is at the moment here. There you go, it is a Thursday afternoon. Usually now there'll be hundreds and hundreds of cars passing down here, and it is completely dead. Completely dead. But never mind, we'll have to crack on. At least it's given us a little bit of free time to do some other things around the place. We managed to get rid of a few cars, trade a few little bits on that we're never going to get done by all the sort of intents and purpose. And we have sold a couple of cars as well, so it hasn't been a disaster of the week. It's just not busy, which is a shame, because I went to a couple of sales this week and speaking to traders, and they all seem to be on fire, except me, because say these road closures have killed us a little bit. But anyway, am I moaning about it? Let's have a little bit of a look round. We haven't got a great deal on sale, if I'm honest with you. It has been a case that as soon as we've got sort of stuff ready, a lot of it's been sold pretty much straight away. People have been sort of earmarked down for cars, and that's what's been happening for the last sort of week or so. So we haven't really improved much sort of stuff going on the website, or sorry, Facebook page. We don't really have a website, or getting stuff with boards in the window and actually physically on sale. But I'll show you what we've got anyway. So we've got the Astra now back and on sale. We put that on about a week or two ago. Not had much interest on that 1.6 petrol Astra. Usually we get Astra J's in, which is what this is. They usually fly out the door. This one, and an estate car as well, this one, not much interest. So quite shocked at that, because the last one I had lasted about 48 hours. They say we usually do all right with them, but it wasn't a dear car. It's relatively clean. It's a bit mileagey. It's done 102,000 miles, I think, but it's priced sensibly. 105, sorry. It's priced sensibly. It's got history. It drives really well. Although I'm going to put a clutch in it when we sell it, because it's got a very slight judder when you set off in first. And it's okay for now for test driving. Most people won't notice it, but we're not going to chance it. Not the luck we've been having with clutches lately. We'll put one in, and they're not dear to do. But a little practical estate car. And ULEZ compliant as well, so anyone down London wants a state car, you know where to find me. But there you go, big boot in it as well. But yeah, not as much interest as I thought on that. Moving on, we've also got on the front the Clio, which is probably now the car that's probably been the longest in stock with us, this Clio, and I can't understand why, other than maybe the colour. I think it might be the colour that's the issue, because I said these are really good cars. I bought this from G3. I think I bought this in June or July, so it's been here a while. And in fairness, it didn't go on sale for a good while, probably 2 months. It was laid up in the corner,
yeah, it just got forgotten about. But it did go on sale probably about late August, and so we've been doing bits to it since. It's had brakes on it, it's had a little bit of paint here and there. It reminds me, actually, I've got a piece of trim here. It's got a horrible mark on that trim there. And I bought one of these with a month, and I've still not put it on, so that needs doing. That's bad on my part. But these are usually good news, these Clios. So really modern shape. And in fact, it's pretty much identical to a new one you'd buy today. They're very similar. And they drive really nice, and they're quite big as well. They're about the same size as the Mark 1 Focus, that is. So they're not a small car, 5 doors as well. This is the sort of stuff that usually sells. And I'm not sure why this one isn't gone. I'm just like I say, I think it may be the colour. I'll get your thoughts on that. Also as well, another car that doesn't seem to be shifting is a little 107 we've got. Now this isn't actually my vehicle, this is my landlord's car. He puts the odd one on now and then, because he used to run the site and we had a little agreement with it. But we usually fly these out the door. This one, little 60 plate, it's not even done a lot of miles, even 70,000. But again, not much interest in it, which is odd because I've got a list in there of 4 or 5 people who want to buy C1s and Igos and 107s, but they just don't want red. So I don't know why. I mean, I've never struggled to sell red ones in the past, but this one, for some reason, everyone comes, I want a 107 or I want a C1. I go, I've got one in the corner, red, and it's cheapest one on the pitch. And they go, yeah, but any colour but red. Eventually it'll go. They all go in the end. A couple of cars that seem to be getting a lot of interest, and again I'm surprised haven't sold, are the little Suzuki Celerio, which is, I mean, in fairness, it's only gone on sale last week, but we've had a lot of people stop and look at it, mainly because of the price, because it's 17 plate, and it's only up for $38.95. It looks a lot of car for very little money, but that's just because it's got a bit high on the mileage. It's done 90,000, that's why it's priced at $38.95. If it'd done 60,000 miles, it'd be nearly $5,000. But it is a cracking little car, drives well, and it's really modern as well, so it's a lot of car for very little money, and it will go, no question about it. But we're getting people looking at it, and say if you're getting people looking at it, it's not so, it won't be long till you actually get a buyer on it. Another one as well, which is a little bit strange why this hasn't gone, because we get probably 2 or 3 views on it a day and people asking about it, is the Corsa SXI in black. Quite low mileage, it's done 64,000 on a 14 plate. Price up at 3,995, which is pretty much where it needs to be. You could argue it's maybe 100, 200 quid dear compared to some others, but it has got low mileage, and in fairness we do a lot to these. So, you know, half of them we end up putting chains on, we do a lot to them underneath. We also change all these side gasket housings as well, like the coolant housings and thermostats and the temperature switches and the rocker covers and the coil packs and the purge valve. We do all that on these, so we always prep them really well. So I always ask for a little tiny bit more than maybe you could find one elsewhere, but trust me, if you're going to buy a Corsa, you need to get one that's been well looked after and been for a workshop and been checked over properly, because they can be a little bit temperamental. Very good cars to sell, popular. Are they the most reliablest thing out there? Of course they're not. They're not. I'm not going to lie to you, they're not the most reliablest thing, but we have to sometimes stock what sells within reason. We don't want to start selling EcoBoosts and 1.2 PureTechs in the dozen. We're very picky with those, but Corsas, yeah, you got to deal with these. You got to sell them. So we're getting people on it. That's the main thing, and it'll just be a matter of time before it goes. Another car that gets loads of interest and people stop and stare at, of course, is the old Ghibli. I've had a couple of test drives on it, a couple of people interested, but they all seem to sort of go away and think about it. So we'll see. I'm not expecting this to be a quick sale. Probably still will be here after Christmas, let's be realistic. But at some point the right person will drive past, see it, and will buy it. And what a car they'll have when they do that. But at the end of the day, if it stays here, I'm not that fussed. I love it being here, to be honest. I don't really want to see it go, but there we are. I suppose it's going to go in the end. Viva. We've had a test drive on this the other day, and we've got the same person coming back on Saturday morning with a family member to have a proper drive of it and hopefully do a deal. If she comes back, the lady, I think she'll buy it because she loved it. One of those cars she fell in love with. Very Marmite colour. We sell loads of Vivas. They're actually really, really good Vivas. In fact, they're better than a Corsa, but you didn't hear me say that. 1 litres, not the same engine you get in a Vauxhall Corsa of the same era. Very different engine. It's a sort of a Chevrolet, it's a Korean based engine, which is very basic but very good, reliable, decent, drive alright. This one's a bit specky, it's an SE, so it's got a few little bits in it like lane assist and stuff like that, which is a bit odd, and it's obviously in this funky colour, and it is a bit off-putting for some people. You either love it or hate it. Usually they're in red or black or silver, and we have them in for days and they go, because they are superb sellers and they're really good value as well. I mean, far cheaper than a Corsa. I mean, obviously the build quality, particularly in some of the base ones, is not as good as a Corsa, I'll admit that, but like I said, this is a middle row one, so it's a bit better. But yeah, nice thing. I'm not that surprised it's been here. It's been on sale for about a month now. But I'm not quite surprised at that, because it is the colour that's obviously the main issue of this. But it was bought at right money, so I'm just waiting for that right person to come who's not bothered about the colour, likes it, and will appreciate it and pay, hopefully, the asking price. Another cheapie we've got over here is a little Volkswagen Fox on a 58 plate. This is not the same Fox we had on sale a few weeks ago. This is a different one we took in part exchange. And yeah, we've gone on with it again. Little cheapie one, proper Bobby Basic model. The other one we had on, which was about the same money, that had electric windows and a few other little bits and bobs. This is proper basic. Black bumpers, wind-me-down windows, Group 1 car, insurance. But, you know, they sell. Everyone likes the Foxes. They're generally all right. And this one's pretty clean, really, for its age. So we're going on with it again and saying we don't get much stuff under 2k now. And it's always good to have some cheapy stuff like that about. Cheapy cars, first-time cars. That will sell, without any shadow of a doubt. Meanwhile, in the workshop, we've got going on in here, well, the Kia, blimey, this thing's been a pain in the arse. We think we've got to the bottom of this now, but I'm just going to hold judgment, just in case I'm wrong. But we think we may have found out what the reason is why this is poor starting. We changed glow plugs in it, had an absolute nightmare of a job with it, ended up having to refund the customer, well, not refund, they never bought it, but refund their deposit, which was a shame, but I mentioned it in the last video. But it was just taking forever to sort out, and it wasn't fair to keep them on the rope for the car, obviously, when they needed it. So we just refunded the deposit, sadly, but it's one of those things. But anyway, I'll come back to that in the next video. Hopefully we got that up and running again. We'll obviously have to put it back on sale, which is a shame because it drove superb. The only thing wrong with it was the glow plugs, and then it just turned into a can of worms. Anyway, never mind. The Ypsilon. Saw this in a video recently, I bought from auction. It's currently on the ramp having some work done to it. It's actually sold. We sold it in the week. We had a lady who's been after a cheap car for, I think, daughter, I think you mentioned it was, and they say they've got a set budget to spend. They dismissed it actually originally when I sort of showed them, I didn't actually have it in stock, but I showed them a picture of one, because it's a bit Marmitey, the Ypsilon, let's be honest. And they were after sort of Igos and stuff, not red obviously. We've got a 107 in the corner, haven't we? But they didn't want that, they don't want red. And yeah, we didn't have any available, so they held out, and now it's got to the point where they really need a car. So they've come back and actually looked at it. Now it's here, well, Wednesday was, and actually said, actually, that looks quite alright. Took it out for a test drive and they loved it. They say it's a lot more substantial car. These are basically a sort of, well, they're based on a Fiat 500 but an extended platform with sort of punto-y bits on. So anyway, they put a deposit down, they bought it, and now they're getting it ready for them. I think it's going out Saturday, although it's needed a little bit more prep than I thought. I mean, it's not horrendous, but it needed a little bit more. We've had to do brakes on it, which is into them. We'd probably expect to do that. But shockers were absolutely toast. I knew the rears were bad because it's typical Punto rear shockers are always shite on them. But the fronts were leaking. One was leaking, and you obviously do them in pairs. Unless one was like brand spanking new and the opposite side wasn't, then you could just do the one. But 9 times out of 10, you end up doing pairs. So we've done the pairs, done the top mounts as well because the driver's side was creaking anyway, probably because the shockers collapsed. But just changing because they are common for causing noises and creaking and a bit horrible. So we've done that side. So obviously, yeah, it's the one side that's leaking. So you're going to do this side next. So brakes are on. It's had other bits on it, not done by us. It's had some arms on it. It's had some new exhaust on it recently. So there has been work done to it. But yeah, other than that, the rears. I'm just done the rears now. The rears are on. He's had the drums apart on the back, cleaned all them out. We'll get a bit of a tidy up underneath. A bit of the old Schultz on the back axle just to keep the old corrosion away. But inside it was quite clean, so there's not really too much else to do once we've just got the suspension side sorted. Service, I had to do something else as well. Oh, sump. I think it's had a sump on it. Has he done the sump? I better bloody had have. There we go, yeah, the sump's on. They usually rot, these are Punto sumps. They're always corroded. So it's had quite a bit of work done to it on that. And we didn't do the wheels because the wheels just wanted a bit of a clean up, so we just gave them a bit of a buff up because they weren't that bad. They were diamond cut wheels, but they just had a little bit of peeling on them in places, but they've come up a little bit with a bit of a sand off and a polish up. We could have had them painted, but it would have obviously put the price of the car up. We've had to build that into the price, and they weren't that fussed, so I just said, look, I can get them looking half decent, the wheels, which we've managed to achieve. You want perfection, it's going to be a little bit more, but if you don't that fussed, then we can just, you know, go at halfway. So we did that instead, so that's all worked out well. Good margin in it. We're not making fortunes, but it's a modest margin. I think we bought this for, I remember now, I think we paid about 900 quid plus the fees. We're going to spend another £300 or £400 on bits. Suspension was quite expensive for these. Obviously the sump and stuff like that, MOT test service kit. Yeah, so it's all right. I think we've drawn 28.50 for it, somewhere around there, 28.95 I think, off memory. For a little 13 plate car, it's not a bad value really for what they are, but just a bit marmitey. New arrival I've had today is this. It's a Ford Focus C-Max. This is a 2011 plate one, 1.6 petrol. There isn't many I'd buy other than the 1.6 petrol. Probably would have a diesel, but obviously I wouldn't buy the EcoBoost. I wouldn't buy one of those. Well, I would never say I wouldn't buy an EcoBoost. It's very unlikely I would buy one, you see, because half the time they're just, well, there's bad news as we know on the channel. So yeah, 1.6 petrol's the one. And these are all right, to be fair. We've sold a couple of these since we've been here. They're based on the Mark III Focus platform, which is a really, really good car, and they drive really nice. This is a titanium model, so I mean, titanium sounds posh, but it was not even top model titanium. I think Titanium X was top model, but it's got a bit of spec to it. So, you know, so you've got Bluetooth, aircon, all the usual stuff you would expect to see. Lecky windows front and back. You know, it's not overloaded. Got a bit of cruise on it, stuff like that. By modern standards, it's, you know, all this stuff's most modern cars these days, but for the age of the vehicle, it was probably well spec for its day. Look at them picnic tables. Gotta love a picnic table, haven't you? Wants a valet, obviously, as you can see, but like I said, it'll make a car. Wants paint. That's why it was cheap. So it wants a little bit down here, and also on the passenger side, we've got quite a bit needs doing on the door, which I was aware of when I bought it, and it's fortunately goes into this door as well. So I'm gonna have to paint. Well, I'm not going to paint it, the painter's going to paint it. I have to paint this door and end up probably having to lose it as well down there into the other door. But it was priced accordingly. It was about 1,600 quid, if I remember rightly, with all the bits and bobs and fees on. It's done 80,000. Retail on it's ridiculous. The retail is like 3,995, cap retail suggested, which seems a lot for that on 11 plate. I've probably got it a bit less than that in my head. But yeah, there's still quite a bit of healthy margin in it. I'm going to spend quite a bit on paint. There's a bit of a paint bill there, but even so, after that, there's still going to be a healthy margin in. Might need to do something with the wheels. That one's not bad, but the other three are a bit chippy, so I might have them refurbed. I have technically got a set of wheels off the EcoBoost Fiesta over there, which we potentially could change. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. That might be a sore point. I don't like them titanium wheels. I prefer the other style wheels than the titanium ones, personally. So, well, I don't know. I'll make that choice when we got it back from paint, whether to refurb these or to change it for the ones on this Focus here, which is, I mean, really just parts. We've already seen this before. This is the one that blew up, the EcoBoom. But yeah, we could put them on maybe. They'll clean up really well. That could be another answer for us. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that one. What would you do? Would you change the wheels or have them ones refurbed? I just don't like that style wheel. Car that I need to desperately get in the workshop next week and sort out is the Toyota Aygo 12 plate with a bullet hole in the door, which is where the lock once resided. And yeah, I was hoping to get a door in colour. Been an absolute pain in the arse trying to find a door for this. 5 doors, can find loads. 3-door one in black, no, can't find one. Or if I can find one, it's just as bad or damaged than what we've already got. What's the point in buying a door that's going to need paint? You might as well just fix this one anyway. So we're going to decide now. We waited too long. We're just going to get the door repaired. So we've bought another lock for it. We're going to fit it, sort of make it fit and sort it all out, and then get it skimmed and filled and have all the door painted and repaired. That's the plan anyway. Hopefully it pays off, because I could have sold this damn thing about 20 times over. We get everyone coming in saying, have you got any Aigos in? Have you got any C1s in? And yeah, I've got one, but it's not ready, and I don't know when it's going to be ready, because I'm waiting on a sodding door. So I give up waiting. You can just get sent to paint and get it sorted, and then get it back, sort the wheels out. There's a couple of wheels that want refurbing, and that's pretty much it. Little fire Aigo, which I'm not, I don't like the spoiler, I'll be honest, but it is what it is. People seem to like it when they come in. They seem to like the idea it's got a spoiler, but not for me. But the Fire model also obviously had a spoiler and parking sensors, which is a little bit of a bonus. Alloys, little rev counter, and a glove box as well. A little rare treat, a glove box and an Aigo. Another car that we've managed to get sorted this week was the Punto. This is for a friend of mine's daughter, or my goddaughter actually. She broke a car and needed a new one, and we've got this ready for her. So hopefully we're picking this up in the next 24 hours. Saying it's not a bad thing actually. We've managed to sort of buff it up a little bit and make it a bit shiny. Got the later badges for it. You can buy the decor badges for them and change them to the later black Fiat badge, which makes them a little bit more fresh, I suppose. Each their own, but for the sake of a fiver, it just improves the look of the car a little bit. I don't think it'll come up that bad really. I mean, we would have retailed this, it would have been a 23, 24.95 car done. Obviously we've not gone full retail sort of prep on it because he wanted it sort of handy money, should we say, and I'm doing him a little bit of a favour, and but I'm still having a little tiny bit of profit out of it, but probably nowhere near to cover the amount of work we put in for it, but that's irrelevant. Wheels we haven't refurbed, we would have done them if we were retailing it, but we just said again, not bother doing it because you're probably going to mark them. And we'd have done little bits. I think there's a little bit of plastic trim on the back we would have done. Probably also would have got a we definitely would have got one of the boards for the back here, for the boots, the wear boards to go on there. We would have bought one of those and changed that because it's just cheaper to do that than it is to have the whole bumper painted, and it sets them off a little bit as well. And the practical, what's the point of having it repainted and you end up scratching it again? Much better off having one of those boards in my view. Yeah, so it's all right. It's come up reasonably well. It's clean inside. I'll show you inside. We've done a lot of work to it. I say we did a bit of an itinerary on this a few weeks ago in the workshop, and it's had arms on it, suspension, brakes, tyres, clutch in it, all sorts. Yeah, so it's pretty much there. The only thing, shut the door properly, you've got to do on it, which I'm just going to get her back in next week to sort it because we haven't got time now, and she needs the car, is it wants a resistor. So it works on, heaters work on only on number 4, so it's just the typical Corsa based resistor they're using these, because it is loosely based on a Vauxhall Corsa, would you believe, this platform. But anyway, the point being, it needs a resistor because eventually it will break. So I'm going to order one, get them back in next week and just fit it, so at least you can start using the car now. But I'm quite pleased actually, it's buffed up quite well. Car that I need to get out next week and work on is the i20. Need to get this sorted. I could sell this about 10 times over, so I need to get this in the workshop. These are always good news. So I've been keep looking at it and going, when can we get that in? When can we get that in? So that is definitely going to have to go in the workshop next week. I'm also as well going to try my best. I'm going to mention the Merc. Don't get me started on that Merc. I need to get a timing chain for it ordered. I've ordered 2 timing chains. I've actually talked about this. I have ordered 2 timing chain kits for this, and neither of them have turned up. 2 separate orders, about a month apart, and both times I've ordered them off companies online, neither of them have turned up. One got lost in the post, and they just ended up refunding me, and then said we haven't got any stock. And the other one just never appeared. Never appeared. I had to open a case up on eBay and get my money back. So it's like, it's just, what? Ugh, frustration, that car. Anyway, calming down. Suzuki. This has been here too long. I need to sort this out. 4-wheel drive. Oof. Petrol, mind. Suzuki Suzuki SX4, what am I saying? Bought this from Aston Barclay. Must have been January, February this year. And it got parked up here because it had stiff gears. Now it's the linkages are knackered on it. I know exactly what's wrong with it. But then got buried. And this is the sort of stuff that I'm guilty of doing here, is burying stuff in the back, forgetting about it, and then probably causing more problems in the long run as well. So that needs pulling out and sorting. And this is what we need to be doing over the next week or two, is pulling out some more and more dead cars and saying, look, for every time we need to replace a car, put a car on sale, we need to get 2 of the dead ones out and go and buy 1 new one. i.e. one new one from auction or from dealer, whatever, so we can get this backlog down and actually get space back on the pitch again. But I keep saying that every week, but it never really happens, does it? Another one as well, while we're on a run here of cars that just get laid up, is this Astra J, a silver one in 1.4 petrol. I think he wants a little bit of paint on the door on the opposite side, a little scratch on it, which we'll send off to paint when it's done, but he needs a front bumper. And yeah, so I've been on eBay earlier and I've managed to find 2 bumpers locally in colour as well. So I'm going to hopefully get hold of them later today, message them and see if we can go up or send someone up to go and pick the bumper up, because the bumper on this one is absolutely mullered. I don't know if you can quite see because it's parked up right against the fence, but it's, you can just about see there, you can just see there, it's all the grills pushed in, it's all cracked to the bottom. You could pretend to take it off and try and repair it, but what is the point? And it will never look right either. So just get a bumper in colour, bolt it on, job done, and then we can actually get it on sale. It wasn't a very dear car, it was about 500 quid. It's a little bit mileagey, it's a 1.4 petrol, I think it's done 110,000 miles, so it's a bit up on the miles really for what we would usually have for an Astra J. However, it will sit right price if we get it cleaned up. It wants new set trims, it'd probably do 24.95 on the pitch and it'll fly out the door. That sort of stuff does. And they'll probably end up putting a chain on it because it's a Corsa based engine, always the case of the 1.4s, but there we are. Yeah, another one needs to get sorted, but I don't think it'll cost a lot of money for us to sort it, to be honest. I'm going to get a bumper when I was looking about bumpers, they're about 100 quid, 150 quid in same colour. So whack one of them on it. Chain kit's about 70, 80 quid, service kit, a few other little bits, maybe some tyres, paint on the opposite side. I probably always a grand, 1200 quid. So there's a hell of a profit in it. Just a lot of work. Other things I need to get on with next week, I need to go to one of the auctions. I've bought a couple of cars from there I need to go and pick up. I bought a very, 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 very bright Fiat 500, quite a modern one, it was a 15 or a 16 plate. Something that I can plonk on the front corner here, I think will turn a few heads. And I think we'll sell it because it looks a proper thing. So we'll go and pick that up next week, we'll do a film on that. Also, at the same auction house we're going to go to and visit, and we'll have a little look round there actually, maybe do a bit of filming. We've also got 2 Astras aboard, 2 Astra H's of all things. I seem to be doing alright with Astra H's. We sold a silver one in the week, which had been with us for a few weeks, and we also had a blue one which we got from Aston Barclay about 2-3 weeks ago. That sold instantly. I don't know what it is about them old Astra H's, they just seem to be selling really well at the moment. They just look really good value, and generally actually a better built car than the later Astra J's. And I don't really want to be selling that sort of stuff if I can help it. In an ideal world, I want to try and push up now and just have stuff above 2.5 grand and not so much the stuff under 2 grand. But it's very difficult not to stock stuff under 2 grand because we get offered stuff that fits the bill all the time. And it is still a market that, yes, it can be problematic. You've got to be careful what you're doing up and flogging, because some stuff, you don't want to be doing up the wrong car that's only got a short lifespan in it. I want to try and sell a car even under 2 grand that's going to have a few years left in it, because obviously, it's not fair to try and cobble a car up and sell it, and someone's going to be paying fortunes next year to try and get it for an MOT. There's got to be some longevity. But at the moment we keep getting asked for more and more stuff under 2 grand, and that's really quite recent, because it's beginning of the year it was the opposite. People were asking us for more the sort of 3 or 4 grand stuff, which is why we started buying that later stuff. I don't know if it's a change in the economy, maybe people are just deciding now that they're not going to spend that much. It is obviously a bad time of the year as well, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how that one develops. Hope it's not something turning. Oh, as well, I've got to mention Jaguar XF. I know I keep getting asked all the time, when are you going to do the Jag video? When are you going to do the Jag video? It's not straightforward. It needs picking up, but it's absolutely flat dead at the moment. Can't get it on my truck, and I need to take some with me to go and sort it. I did actually manage to go to the auction the other day, and I did start it up with the mighty jump packs we use, the JS2000. Fired her straight up, so she is running. I managed to move it backwards and forwards, so at least I can get it sort of mobile again, but it needs a battery, because as soon as you take the jump pack off it just dies. Let's see if the mighty Jag fire up. It might look, being a 3 litre Land Rover engine in it, it's probably seized. Oh, never in doubt. Look at that. Look at it. Oh, she's died. Oh, that's not good, is it? No, that's not good at all. It'll be Monday today when you're watching this. I'm going to be going to the auction and hopefully with a driver, putting a new battery on, collecting it and filming it. So maybe this week, fingers crossed, I'll finally get that video out for the Jag, because I keep getting asked all the time about it. Anyway, so make sure you check that one out. Right, anyways, I'm going to leave you to it. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. It does help me out immensely. And also as well, if you're looking to buy a new car, make sure you check out today's sponsor, our friends at Vehicle Score. You can get paid searches from them from as little as a cup of coffee, and you get a discount code for being a Car UK viewer, Car UK 20. Check out the link description for their details. And remember as well, the basic checks are free anyway, so you can go on there, get all your data and stuff, and make sure you can check the score out of that vehicle you're looking to buy. It's really great tool, so check them out as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next one.